he's also making sure that freedom of speech remains here in the United States of America. So I don't have any additional actions to preview for you today, but I can tell you this is a priority for the administration, and the president is unafraid to use the economic might.
Censorship. You know who wrote that? FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, who later was appointed chairman of the FCC by this former crusader for free speech.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country.
The temperature in the room basically spiked the second Donald Trump's internal outrage gauge blasted past red alert and into full eruption mode. All because Jimmy Kimmel decided to lob a perfectly timed comedic grenade right as Karoline Leavitt was having her big moment in the spotlight. And what followed was not some minor flare-up or quick flash of irritation, but a theatrical detonation, complete with metaphorical sparks, rolling smoke, and enough combustible energy to keep late-night chatter alive for days. So today, we are walking through every link in that chain reaction, from the setup to the punchline to the digital firestorm that exploded afterward. And trust me, you are going to want to stay locked in, because this escalated at a speed nobody saw coming.
India and Pakistan, Serbia and Kosovo, and Egypt and Ethiopia. This means President Trump has brokered, on average, about one peace deal or ceasefire per month during his 6 months in office. It's well past time that President Trump was awarded the Nobel.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to Maria Corina Machado.
Nonsense.
The instant Jimmy Kimmel leaned into the chaos, you could almost feel the studio shift under the weight of his sarcasm. And this was not the gentle, polite kind either. This was the bold, boots-on-the-table variety that kicks the door open and demands a spotlight. And without hesitating, he plunged straight into the dramatic orbit of Donald Trump and Karoline Leavitt, two personalities who seem to operate on their own high-voltage frequency, powered by constant political turbulence and a flair for theatrics that never appears to power down.
You almost have to feel sorry for him. He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly. He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now. Now, a lot of people have been asking me if there are conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I've agreed to do it. Here we go.
Before we go any further, if you are enjoying this breakdown, now is the perfect time to make it official by hitting that subscribe button and sticking around, because the wildest moments are still ahead. And jumping right back into it, in Kimmel's retelling, Trump reacts to criticism as if reality itself filed a personal complaint against him, complete with exaggerated gasps, imaginary spotlights snapping on cue, and a swelling soundtrack that feels straight out of a staged tragedy, pushing the whole spectacle into near Shakespearean territory. And beyond the jokes, Kimmel made a pointed observation that what truly matters is living in a country where a show like this can exist at all, even as he reminded viewers that the president openly suggested he and his entire staff deserve to lose their jobs over a punchline, highlighting the irony of a leader celebrating lost livelihoods over late-night humor, which only made the tension sharper before Kimmel pivoted toward Karoline Leavitt, casting her as the devoted captain of the Trump Appreciation Squad, guarding his image with the seriousness of someone protecting a priceless relic that has an unfortunate habit of glitching at the worst possible moments.
Important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke.
Kimmel he was fired, he had no talent, but he had no ratings.
Well,
The momentum only intensified when Kimmel dialed up her enthusiasm to superhuman proportions, joking that she greets each sunrise with a ceremonial vow to defend every Trump twist, no matter how unpredictable it becomes. And in his comedic universe, chaos does not slow her down, because she does not merely agree with him, she charges forward like a caped crusader whose sole superpower is delivering loyalty at maximum volume, as punchlines flew rapidly and he painted a vivid picture of her standing proudly at his side, metaphorically tossing confetti, waving banners, maybe even breaking into dramatic interpretive moves just to underline her devotion, applauding with unwavering excitement even when arguments stumbled, transforming every outburst and spiral into a historic breakthrough that demanded celebration.
3 months, I'm starting to get the feeling the moon's worried about us. Like, you guys okay down there? You know, I was at Dry Bar this morning, getting a blowout. We have a party after the show. And I learned that according to Google, for the year 2025, I was the 3rd most trending person in the world. I'm not sure if it's an honor, because number 1 was a singer named David.
The momentum only intensified when Kimmel dialed up her enthusiasm to superhuman proportions, joking that she greets each sunrise with a ceremonial vow to defend every Trump twist, no matter how unpredictable it becomes. And in his comedic universe, chaos does not slow her down, because she does not merely agree with him, she charges forward like a caped crusader whose sole superpower is delivering loyalty at maximum volume, as punchlines flew rapidly and he painted a vivid picture of her standing proudly at his side, metaphorically tossing confetti, waving banners, maybe even breaking into dramatic interpretive moves just to underline her devotion, applauding with unwavering excitement even when arguments stumbled, transforming every outburst and spiral into a historic breakthrough that demanded celebration.
But he's the only leader in the world that can help end it. And that's why even as we speak to you now, on deregulation, HHS proudly is now leading the pack.
I mean, if you could sleep through that voice, you are tired, you are fatigued. Tell us again how sleepy Joe is, will you? Of course he's tired. He was.
Through Kimmel's exaggerated lens, Trump strutted across an imaginary stage built entirely from self-assurance, absorbing Leavitt's animated praise like a spotlight pulling power from a live wire. And each time he unveiled another dramatic declaration, she materialized in the story as a one-person cheering squad, ready to energize even the most bewildering claim with championship-level intensity. As Kimmel's rhythm accelerated and she leapt in to insist that somehow the circumstances were always to blame, while Trump escalated the theatrics, and she responded by amplifying her applause to previously unmeasured heights, treating every unexpected turn as if it deserved its own ticker tape parade.
And casino. They put his name on the building, and he let it remain. A White House spokesperson defended this renaming, claiming the organization was once a bloated, useless entity that blew $50 million per year while delivering no peace. So they named it after another bloated, useless entity that delivered no peace. Trump, of course, visited his new building this morning to take credit for.
In Kimmel's reimagined world, Trump stepped confidently from one imaginary pedestal to the next, while Leavitt trailed behind with symbolic streamers and championship-level excitement, their dynamic unfolding like a staged production, where he delivered booming monologues and she supplied the fireworks, creating a feedback loop of self-praise and defensive acrobatics as he soaked in her devotion like heat from a sun lamp and spiraled into theatrical disbelief as though even the air around him had betrayed him. Everything dialed up, inflated, and dripping with satire only Kimmel could sustain.
When he wasn't sleeping, Rip Van Winkle was lying. He said grocery prices are down. They're not down. He said he's cutting prescription drug prices 900%. That's ridiculous. In the brief time he was conscious, though, he had a lot to say.
The Lincoln bathroom is now gorgeous. I took my physical. I got all A's, everything. I should get the Nobel Prize for every war, but I don't want to be greedy. Ilhan Omar is garbage. Boot edge. And it's a bit.
Once again, Trump advanced from pedestal to pedestal in this heightened universe, and Leavitt shadowed him with ribbons and celebratory flair, usually reserved for title wins. Their chemistry framed as performance art, with Trump handling sweeping speeches, while she ignited emotional explosions, sustaining an endless circuit of admiration and rebuttal as he absorbed her relentless support and reacted with dramatic disbelief, as if oxygen itself had switched sides, until Kimmel layered in mock gratitude, repeatedly praising the so-called courageous leaders with exaggerated sincerity and a perfectly straight face that sharpened the punchline even further.
Thank the two courageous leaders. They are courageous leaders. They really are courageous leaders. Great people. President Tshisekedi.
Perfect. Could we hear that again?
Tshisekedi.
Now, the president's name is Tshisekedi, President Tshisekedi, from the Congo.
Kimmel then envisioned Trump pacing across a symbolic mental stage, with the swagger of someone unveiling a revolutionary invention nobody requested, yet everyone was required to witness. Each sweeping gesture stretching the absurdity further, like constructing a sandcastle and insisting it is a skyscraper, clutching his self-declared grandeur with childlike excitement, while right on cue, Leavitt glowed with such intense admiration she seemed to light the room, her praise described as a renewable energy source powerful enough to run the eastern seaboard if scientists could bottle it, racing to tidy narrative chaos like someone cleaning a room while confetti keeps blasting into a spinning fan, operating as a permanently activated hype engine determined to ensure his ego never experienced even a flicker of silence as he strode through imaginary landscapes, striking poses fit for a cinematic trailer announcement.
Who has 5 engines on the back of a boat going in weird directions? The land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got a lot of lakes. Somalians, let's call it the fat drug, FAT, for fat people. They said to me, would you like to take a cognitive test? I said, is it hard?
He's doing great. Don't worry about him at all. And his team, he's got quite a team. His team is crushing it.
In that same amplified portrayal, Trump roamed his imagined platform of confidence, absorbing Leavitt's animated devotion the way a spotlight feeds on current. And with every dramatic proclamation, she reappeared as a solo cheering section, primed to elevate even the most confusing remark with title defense intensity. As Kimmel's tempo quickened, and she reassured him that circumstances were always the culprit, while he escalated the spectacle, and she matched it by raising her praise to scientifically uncharted territory, treating each bizarre development like a milestone worthy of citywide celebration.
RFK Jr., who is now embroiled in a sex and drug scandal with a reporter nearly 40 years his junior. Our Secretary of War is murdering unidentified civilians and trying to throw the admiral who is following orders under the boat. The director of the FBI is reportedly using a private jet for personal travel with his country music star girlfriend and delayed a murder investigation until somebody brought him a jacket, an FBI jacket that fit his little body. We've got the Attorney General turning the justice.
Within Kimmel's comedic blueprint, Leavitt defended Trump with such force that even gravity might step aside, expanding her loyalty into a storyline where she greets each morning like an athlete preparing for competition, warming up enthusiasm, stretching dedication, rehearsing applause in case another unexpected spiral arrives. Her commitment portrayed as both remarkable and bewildering, like signing up for a marathon that never ends and reroutes every quarter hour, as each perceived slight triggered another theatrical production complete with invisible fog and pauses long enough to age cheese, while she swooped in as the dependable hype force, keeping him elevated atop a carefully constructed pedestal of importance.
A very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who've been so nice. All right, that's something. He can be presidential when he wants to be. So nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at. Murdered, mugged, beaten, and laughed at. I wonder why he didn't get that Nobel Peace Prize. It makes no sense. I hate to be the one to tell you our country isn't being laughed at. They're laughing.
At one point, Kimmel described a fictional scene where Trump hoisted a symbolic weight of criticism that would flatten anyone else, only to wink dramatically at an imaginary crowd as Leavitt charged forward with cheers loud enough to make the universe consider lowering the volume, celebrating minor gestures as if witnessing the invention of teleportation, stacking the theatrics until the imagined setting resembled a full carnival powered by ego and unwavering encouragement, with Trump posing under non-existent spotlights and Leavitt trailing behind with streamers and confetti-level energy, convinced every moment was monumental, each pretend act of heroism serving as another reason to unleash support visible from orbit.
But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those two people. I wouldn't pardon them. I wouldn't care what Melania told me. Darling, I think it would be a nice thing to do. I won't do it, darling.
I like when he takes us inside his relationship. Darling, why do you throw up when I open my robe? Why do you do it, darling? Now, most presidents at the turkey pardon keep it light. They make a few bad puns, they wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and they go.
The pacing flowed like a river of exaggeration as Kimmel pictured Trump scaling towering peaks of self-importance, while Leavitt held aloft a symbolic spotlight to ensure every step was documented and celebrated. Trump spreading his arms at imaginary summits as if awaiting a choir, while she reacted as though witnessing a miracle. Their partnership framed as grand performance art, with Trump as spectacle and Leavitt as perpetual praise engine, expanding the drama to galactic dimensions, elevating him into a mythic emblem of theatrics, while she served as herald, determined that no display of grandeur passed unnoticed, stretching the satire until it practically vibrated, imagining him drifting on clouds of applause as she cleared the skies for his triumphant procession, with invisible fireworks conducted for an audience the size of the cosmos.
Also treated the gathered crowd to a fairy tale about how low the price of food is now since he took office.
Gasoline will soon be hovering around $2 a gallon.
Yeah. Just like your weight is hovering around 175. I mean, the fact we think gas costs $2 a gallon, which it does not. In fact, if you're on the road and you see a sign that says gas $2, imaginary prices are now, and out of nowhere took shots at the mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois.
The mayor was a low IQ person. The mayor is incompetent, and the governor is a big fat slob.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I mean, seriously, though.